The Valentine Card by Terence Flannery. Pressing the coins into the box and listening as they fell, he heard her breathing sleepily as she put the receiver to her mouth. "Don't say anything," he said. "You were asleep when I left the house early. I wanted to walk alone on the beach in the morning light and think about how very lucky I am to have you. The surf is so wild today, crashing against the shore. I just had to call you. Last night I held you in my arms the whole night as you slept like a baby. You were so peaceful, I didn't want to disturb you. This morning the sun rose bright, shining through the French windows, and I just lay there watching you sleep. You didn't stir when I traced around your face with my fingertips, over your eyes and mouth and down over your breasts. I passed my fingers over your stomach and around the line of your hips. Your skin was soft and smooth. Have I told you how your beauty thrills me? I'll be home soon. Please wait for me. I love you more than life itself. It's Valentine's Day. Will you be my Valentine?" There was a long pause at the end of the line. Then he heard the halting voice of an old woman. "I think you have the wrong number." He dropped the phone and fled. Emily replaced the receiver and returned to her bed and lay there, still dressed in her gown. The sun was shining through the French windows and filling the room with light, just like the day she lost him. She had kept the room just as he liked it, and it comforted her to be reminded of him, no matter where she turned. After a lifetime of being together, of loving him with all her heart, and knowing without words just what he was thinking, she was alone. So often, it seems, there are few people in life who fill the void with their love and kindness, who can be depended on and trusted completely. But he had quickly dispelled all her fears. Emily remembered at the end of their first day together how he had told her, "I'm going to marry you. Might as well get used to it." She had laughed and, in her practical way, reminded him they had just met and he hardly knew her. With a shake of his head he repeated through his smile, "Well, I'm going to marry you, so you might as well get used to it." Since then they had never spent more than a day apart. They moved into a small apartment close to the beach so they could hear the sea pounding the shore. It was his favourite sound. Over the years he taught her to listen to the music he heard in every living thing. In return she shared her love of plants and nature and art. Walking together through their life, she showed him the sights, and he showed her the sounds. Painting her pictures of flowers with a delicate skill, she breathed life into the canvas in a way he struggled to understand, and his open wonder at her talent was all the praise she needed. Yet he thought nothing of the beauty that flowed from his fingers as he played the grand piano they had struggled to afford. In the evening, as the sun withdrew its light, she'd sit in an easy chair near to him and close her eyes and bathe in the sounds washing like a warm breeze over her face. He would pretend a reluctant protest when she asked him to play more. Then he would fill the room even more than before, till his touch gradually lightened and the notes barely left their home in the piano as she drifted into sleep. When she awoke and asked why he had suddenly stopped playing, he would laugh and cover her face with kisses. "That was 10 minutes ago, my dear." In their time of youth they loved with a passion, and if they argued back and forth it was over inconsequential things that were quickly forgiven. The end of the day found them grateful for the love they shared. It was an early pact that they had always kept, that they would never close their eyes and sleep if they were not in perfect harmony. As the years passed by, they were still passionately in love, but understood the limits imposed on them by the passing of that time. They did not protest the slowing down of their bodies. He would go to the beach to walk and be alone in the early morning, and he would call and tell her, "I love you. Will you wait for me?" Every Valentine's Day he would ask her yet again to be his Valentine. Emily picked up the card from the nightstand. It was the last card he had sent before he died. She was feeling tired and thought to sleep for a while, but she opened the card and read his words of love again. The room took on a different glow, and she looked at the light streaming through the windows, and it seemed to her that she saw him standing there, surrounded by the morning light. He was tall and handsome, and as useful as in the days when they first met, and he was smiling that special smile that was just for her as he spoke. "Will you be my Valentine? I've been waiting for you." She smiled and heard herself speak softly, "As I have waited for you." As he held out his hand, Emily felt her eyes grow heavy. Her bosom rose and fell in ever shallower breaths, till finally it stopped. Her silver hair fell about her face, as her head slowly sank into the pillow,